Hello, everyone, and I want to talk about a cool video game concept. I don't know if it could work, but something that I thought would be neat when it comes to your actual gear in a video game, say like Tarkov, DayZ, or anything that is more of like one of those realistic sim shooters. Maybe Arma's done it, maybe a few other games like Harsh Doorstep or whatever. But what I think would be a neat thing to add to future games that are supposed to be realistic, or maybe even survival sims specifically like DayZ, because DayZ has a lot of very finite and not very intuitive mechanics, stuff that is like a lot going on to always remember but also forget. But something that I think would be cool, especially for maybe Ready or Not, or DayZ, or Arma, or Tarkov, would be when it comes to magazines. I know some games will make you have to load each round, and this is all airsoft, but this is just for video game talk because I'm a big fan of shooters and uh, I like immersive games, but I also love Call of Duties. I love my fun, tactical, quick trigger. What is it called? Quick trigger. Shooters, whatever you want to call it, or your slow immersive sims. And I like slow immersive sims more recently, but this is all airsoft purposes. Just talk about a video game because I also like airsoft, as you can see. So the thing I want to talk about is the idea of instead of just loading magazines, and now you've got a bunch of loaded magazines on your person in a video game. When it comes to say an immersive sim, let me move that. You've got your magazine pouches. This thing's got a bunch around them because it's airsoft, and airsoft's lightweight, so you can carry a bunch if you want. Um, but there's three pouches right here. So you got one, two, three, fits three magazines. So then you have more magazines. Let's say these first three are just generic 30 round mags in a video game. You've got your one in the gun, so you've got 120 rounds. 90 up here, 30 in the mag, and you have to load them, but actually remembering which pouch would have those magazines. So, say like Tarkov or DayZ, where if you reload a magazine, that magazine will be empty in an empty mag in your inventory until you take time to do the whole load animation bullcrap. Anyway, if you're going to make us do that, especially for something like DayZ, make us actually use the pouches for reloading. So let's say these are your three magazines in your pouches right here. You've got one, two, three, and then you go to reload your rifle, right? You take the mag out, boom, empty mag. You fire it all the way through. Let's say this is pouch number one. You take this out, you put it into your rifle, load it, rack it, whatever. Now this empty mag will go here. So you've got one empty and two full. Now, the first reload, after fully equipping your gear with full loaded magazines, the first reload will be your first magazine always in the pouch, or from the right. I'm left-handed, so this one's going to come out first because I use my right hand to reload. So this or this one, whatever comes out. Now you've got one empty mag on your full kit. From there, whenever you can either press reload and he'll automatically go on to the next one, and then the next one. But then it'll be empty on this first row. And let's say you have some more, then you'll have to actually choose which side you'll pull mags from. Because in the realistic aspect of it, you're going to have to reload all those magazines so you can pick which side to reload from. All the reloads could be the same. Maybe your character's hand animation can, instead of just pulling from up here in their chest pouch, you could see them do this, as it slowly empties throughout all their magazines. I think that would just be, again, maybe that's just a ridiculously over the top, unnecessary, animation and setup. But what I think would be cool is if when you get to, instead of full empty reloads, and you're not completely, emptying this thing dry, let's say the same scenario happens, you do a tactical reload. So this magazine now has like 10 rounds in it. They will put it back in their pouch, and then they'll put a fresh mag in. Bam, fresh mag, empty or partially empty, so 10 rounds. It's going to go back in your pouch because you're not going to put it in a dump pouch. You're not going to throw it on the ground. You've got some ammo in there. From there, some kind of mechanism in like the button scheme of a keyboard or controller. Say maybe you press your reload button and they'll just reload, drop the mag, whatever. Or whenever you do a tactical reload with a partially empty mag, you then can choose which pouch to pull from. So let's say you're like, okay, I don't want to waste or put a whole new fresh mag in. So then to say you empty this mag and you want to go back for your partial mag, excuse me, you would then hold the reload button. So if you're on a keyboard, say you press R, you hold it down instead of just tapping it. You hold it down, and then you can use the scroll wheel to then choose which magazine. So let's say it's like magazine 1, 2, or 3. This is 1, 2, and 3. Partial mag is 1. You would scroll to 1, and you would pull that out and put it back in. And then you put an empty mag in. I don't know if that sounds crazy, but let me, again, try to go through it again. You do a partial reload. Your first pouch has a partial magazine in it right now. Then you empty out this whole mag. When you reload, you hold the reload key, and then the options of 1, 2, or 3 will pop up like under where your ammo is, so your ammo counter, whatever you want to call it. And then you can scroll wheel or hit the keys like on your numpad. You can hit 1, 2, or 3. 1, which would be pouch 1 with the partial mag, would then reload, and you'd have a 10-round magazine in your gun. I think that's not a intrusive gameplay mechanic. I think it's actually would be fun because then you actually have to worry about your kit, because then you can go into your inventory of whatever game and then you can swap mags around. So let's say you want to swap all your mags up to the 1, 2, and 3, but then your side pouches would then have partial mags, or you go through and you depress all the rounds out, the spring, and they all shoot out, and then you can reload full mags and then pull all your empty mags away. Because let's be honest, you're not going to throw a bunch of empty mags in your backpack. You're probably going to put them all back on your person if you can, because this just eats up less space, at least for the video game, in the inventory purpose. So I think that would just be a really neat mechanic, is to have a function with reloading and actually using your kit and spacing out your kit. Say you use double wide magazine. So then you can have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that way you can have 2 mags like, on top of each other like this. The armor pouches like that. You'd be bigger and heavier, but on your person you'd have more ammo capacity in general. And I think that would just be a really neat and tactical way without being too intrusive to a game. Let me know what you think. I think it'd be a fun idea. I would like to see a game maybe do that. I don't know if anyone wants to steal the idea and try it, maybe do testing, beta testing, whatever. But I think it wouldn't be a crazy difficult thing, other than it'd be harder on the players, because then they have to actually worry about their gear management as opposed to just ammo management. Like, oh, okay, magazine's full, so it's always on my inventory. I'm good to go. It's like, no, you actually have to place it in your pouches. You don't have to reach in your book bag or whatever backpack in the game, And there you go. I hope that was a fun little video or of an idea for a gameplay mechanic. I want to try to think of more gameplay ideas, but I don't just want to spit them out. I want to come up with the buttonology for it. And if anyone thinks it's a dumb idea, please tell me why. Because again, I don't think of every pitfall of everything. But let me know. I plan on doing more with more guns and stuff, and reloads and video game ideas, just because I like to see the progression of video games, not just the same layout of each video game. I like Tarkov, I like DayZ, I like the ideas that they implement, and I would like to see more ideas. Maybe not more of the same ideas, but more of fine tuning of certain ideas. So I think this would be a cool reload mechanic that you could eventually add to a video game. But again, let me know. I plan on doing stuff about attachments and other thing too, but I got to think more on that. Thank you so much. Hope you have a good day. Hope this was a cool idea. If not, please tell me why. And stay safe. Play some airsoft. It's just really fun to run around and shoot each other like it's Call of Duty. So have fun. Have a good day and stay safe.